Hey, what's up you guys? This is Sentai22 here. What do you think it would have been like if Saban adapted Hurricane? Andros is not a great leader. Super Question Time! Starts now. Hey, what's up you guys? This is Sentai22 here. How you guys all doing? And welcome to another episode of Super Question Time, where I'll answer your questions. Anything Power Rangers, Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, or even anime or even nerd-related questions, I will definitely try to answer them for you. So let's get started now, shall we? Now, before I start, let me just say I'm sorry for the background again. It is scorching like crazy these past couple of days, although it could be worse. I could be living in California where the temperature is just 100 degrees at this moment. But here it's just basically rain, and more rain, but what are you gonna do? Mother Nature does whatever she wants. So let's get started now, shall we? Okay, the first question comes from the Hero 3284, and he writes, what do you think of Digimon getting a proper DVD release? At the moment, it's mostly Tamers that's getting an official DVD release. The previous one, Adventure, is not getting a DVD release as of yet. But you can still watch them on Amazon Instant or Hulu, the first adventures, I think. I'm not really sure, but hopefully it's a sign of things to come, and I'm definitely excited. So, okay, the next question comes from Film Freakish, and he writes, do you think that the Legend War, or the Mega War as Saban Brands is calling it, will be a one single episode or a multi-parter? I think personally, if it's only one episode, it will be underwhelming. 2. Do you think that the 11th Rangers will be in the Mega War event will be used for more than a cameo scene? I think that if Saban invited 11 Rangers over, they would have given them more screen time than just one scene. It's an opportunity that can't be wasted. Actually, you're right on the second question, but the first question, I think it would just be a two-parter. I think it would just, having an average episode would just be rushed, in my opinion. I mean, if you look at the Mega Force episodes, they're running at, because it's 20 episodes, they're not getting, the full character development because, of course, Nickelodeon and their 20 episode limit, so I think in next year will be kind of different because we get to know the characters a lot well, and of course they'll transform into their new modes, or Gokaiger modes, or whatever they're going to call them, the pirate modes. But I think that we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I do hope it's a two-parter. As for your second question, I think that they'll use the actors something more than a cameo too as well. If you look at Allison's Twitter, Allison, who played Dana in Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, she was in a shoot in some warehouse, and she was wearing her Lightspeed Rescue jacket, so it could be other Rangers that are doing some similar scenes as well. So I think that Saban is keeping certain things under wraps, so who knows, let's just see what happens in 2014. So I'm definitely excited. Okay, the next question comes from Ty from Israel, and he writes, do you think Saban should get the rights to Kamen Rider Dragon Knight? 2. Do you think that the Super Sentai would have looked differently today if Saban wouldn't have sold Power Rangers to Disney? Your first question, it really depends on Toei. I mean, they're the ones that own the series at the moment. If Saban decides they want it, they'll get it. But like I said, it depends on Toei. Your second question, it wouldn't not look different, although what would look different if Saban didn't sold the show to Disney is that the fact that we would have still had Jonathan Zeckert as the producer, and all of the episodes from Ninja Storm all the way to RPM would have looked exactly like their Japanese counterparts. Now, don't get me wrong, obviously Jonathan Zeckert is a good person. I mean, he's a great director in his own right. I mean, he directed one of my favorite episodes of Mighty Morphin, The White Light. But as a producer, I think he doesn't have that creative juice. Lin left, it was never the same, and he just started to focus on copying more of the Sentai material and started not to create its own, trying to make Power Rangers unique. Now, You know, the good thing about it is that we're seeing some of that originality in Megaforce and who knows in Super Megaforce, but I kind of feel after the anniversary is over, I think he will go back to try to copy the Sentai story again, which I hope he doesn't. I really hope he does not. But, you know, it is his show. Well, it's owned by Saban, but he is responsible for the creativeness of the show. But okay, the last question comes from Tommy Yamaru 87, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. What are your thoughts, Zordon's death? Are you adamant that he's permanently dead to you, or like me, you see nothing confirming that he died in Countdown of Destruction, not in Forever Red, Once a Ranger, Legacy of Power, totally skipping Countdown of Destruction? What are your thoughts on that? Do you think they should have brought him back in action? First off, I don't want Zordon to be back in action. I think he served his purpose. I mean, he's a great mentor, but I think if he would have brought him back, it would have been the same as Gosei. You know, he would have done nothing. He would just tell the Rangers this and that, you know, go defeat this monster, but he wouldn't know the villains or anything like that like Zordon would have had, so it would have just been a waste if Zordon was brought back. The other question, it's kind of sad that this didn't acknowledge that part of Zordon's sacrifice, that he sacrificed essentially himself to get rid of the evil, well, most of the evil out of the universe. And it's a shame that they didn't acknowledge it. But who knows, maybe they'll do a kind of Legacy of Power in the next series where it reaches a certain amount of episodes, like I don't know, the 1,000 episode, they'll probably put some footage. Or from what I've heard in Megaforce, they're going to do a clip show of all the past 20 years. So anything is possible. So alright guys, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this very special episode of Super Question Time. If you have any questions, please post them on the comment section. Also guys, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Facebook. This is Sentai22, and thanks for watching.